I have questions about the Kipp Davis and MythVision neaniskos fairy tale they recently presented to us. So I think that the issue here is that these guys are zogron. They're taken captive by the English fairy tale translation. And Thomas Jefferson made an issue of this. You should read this yourself to see. I will be using the Interlinear Bible as well as the Perseus Greek word study tool for this video. So here's the video that these guys did. They wanted to take out Hillman, and I don't care one way or the other. I just really am entertained by all this. So here is the actual 1451, Mark 1451 Greek language. So the cloth was epigumno, okay? Epigumno. So first of all, we're just focus here. This is a cloth, and it says cloth in Kipp's English translation that I didn't show because it's not worth it. Kipp took the English translation cloth, turned it into a garment, which then became a robe, which then became a burial shroud over the entirety of his body. It's amazing. It's amazing. Now, the interesting thing is, Kipp thinks he's a Bible scholar, fancies himself as a scholar. Now, Rick Renner is a believer, and these guys believe the exact same thing. The power of zogron, the unifying power of zogron, should not be underemphasized. Look, Kipp says it's not a cloth or a garment or a robe, it's a burial shroud. Just like this guy said. Now, this guy said that when the Roman guard asked him, "Are you Jesus?" He said, "I am he." The power of those words caused this naked boy to be resurrected. He was raised from the dead by Jesus' words, "I am he." That is who Kipp Davis is teamed up with, whether he knows it or not, via the power of the interpretive lens of zogron that he and all of his buddies share. It's very powerful. It's a very powerful lens. So this is Kipp's take on Mark 14:51, due to his lens of zogron. This is actually Mark 14:51, completely and utterly different. It's amazing. The lens is so powerful. So here is Derek providing the lens to us, his version of the lens. So at 22:24, he says, the same neanisko, the neanisko, shows up. And guess what? He's fully clothed. He's in the tomb wearing the linen, okay? And then they go off. So here is 14:51 from Mark, and they're comparing it to the tomb kid in Mark 16. So you got the kid, the neanisko. Now it's spelled slightly differently. It's the same word though, right? Neanisko, neanisko. It means the exact same thing if you search it in Perseus. Okay. So he says that they're the same dude. So we're going to look at this in a moment. But I wanted you to see, first of all, that all you need to do, if you go back this way, you click on neaniskos. Now I clicked on neaniskos. You could click on neaniskon, but neaniskos takes me to this. Now look here, neaniskon. You see? Neaniskon there. Neaniskon right here. So if I clicked on neaniskon, I would have come to the neaniskon page with neaniskos over here. There's 11 occurrences of these youths in the New Testament. Did these guys tell you that? No, because it's not relevant. It doesn't play a role into their world. So here's Mark 16:50, Mark 16:5, and we're going to compare it to below that 14:15 with the kid at the Garden of Gethsemane. So you can see here we got the neaniskos, the young man, and he's wearing a stolen. What's a stolen? It is an armament type of equipment. It's equipment and clothes. It's like look at his Hercules. Heracles is Hercules. Full dress. This is like a uniform. I remember when I grew up, we had a handful of kids who went to Catholic school, so they wore their uniform. That's kind of what this seems like. Now remember, I said it seems like that because he's wearing a stolen, which is equipment and clothes. What about the 14:51 kid? Let's see. Well, we already know he's wearing basically a linen cloth, like a small towel around his waist, like gym class in high school. But the key word here is sunakaluthē. Sunakaluthē means to accompany in a military fashion. Check out Athena, baby, the goddess of war, the strategist of war. No one can beat Athena. Oh man. In mythology, you go up against Athena, it's over. Same thing for Nemesis. So we're looking here at, in this fairy tale, there are these two independent neaniskos dressed in clothing. Well, one is dressed in military like, or a uniform. The other one is following in a military fashion. So why can't we deal with the fact that something weird's going on here, Kipp, Myth, and your buddies, huh? Why is a miner in a garden at 4 a.m. with a 33-year-old, and why is one hanging out in a tomb wearing a uniform? Why can't you guys answer these simple questions and address the real issues? And we know why. It is because of this powerful interpretive lens of zogron that controls you. It's very obvious. So now, for all of you who'd like to know the back, this is Hillman's language, back alley. You can listen and you can read. Well, listening is tough. It's a 56-minute video. It's a puke session. This is like a minute or two of it. You can read this, and if you want to listen to more of it, go right ahead. But these two guys made these kids the same guy and turned this into a symbolism experience, such that this kid in Mark 14:51 was not naked, and he was the same kid in 16:5. And the whole purpose of this was a symbolic experience to become immortalized in Christ. You should read this. You should read this zogron puke session by these guys, and you'll be stunned.